Welcome to the City of Brotherly Love. In this episode, we're headed to South Philly for a chat with Erin Wallace. Her bar at the corner of 11th and Ellsworth is a great place for you evildoers to eat and drink your cares away. Join me on a visit with the matron of the Devil's Den, and we'll have a hellishly good time. Welcome to No Pants During the Pandemic. Hi, and welcome to No Pants During the Pandemic. I'm your host, Kevin Brooks. In this episode, we'll be speaking with Erin Wallace from the Devil's Den in South Philly. Hey, Erin, why don't we get started and you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Erin Wallace. I'm the owner of the Devil's Den in South Philly, which is a craft beer bar. And I am on the board of Philly Loves Beer. And I'm the co-chapter leader of the Philadelphia chapter of the Pink Boot Society.
So, Erin, why don't you tell us how you got into beer?
I started waitressing and bartending at Cherry Street Tavern when I was in college to make some extra cash. I wasn't really a big beer drinker, and a couple of the regulars would let me sample some of their stuff when they would order. And I got the opportunity to take a trip to Austria. And while we were over there, really noticed that when you went to these bars and restaurants, you didn't order beer by a brand, you ordered by a style, because every small city kind of had their own local brewery that they supported. So that's what the restaurant served. So I started drinking. I got really hooked on wheat beers while I was over there. And when I came back, that was my big thing, like go out and try to find wheat beers and good beers. And we started kind of wandering around the city more, finding craft beer bars and trying out more styles. And then when the opportunity came to open the Old Eagle, it was kind of just decided that we would be focusing on craft beer and supporting the locals.
Flash forward a few years and you're getting a little antsy.
We were doing beer dinners and we were doing beer events and things like that. But, they're kind of addictive too. Like once you open one, it's like, well, I got to have another one. And you're doing well, but I could be doing better. But I'm in this neighborhood and I see this neighborhood growing and I kind of want to get into that. So it was just kind of us looking at doing what we could at the Eagle and being happy with what we were doing there, but looking to expand and do more. But yeah, it was kind of like that. What's the next step?
How did you find this location in South Philly?
Fergie and Tom Peters are the one that told us they were looking for some new restaurants at the time, and they had looked at the location and passed on it and told us about it. And we went down and took a look.
What's the bar itself like?
Since we went with the name Devil's Den, we tried to keep it really warm. So it's a lot of yellows and red hues, a lot of warm wood tones. We exposed a lot of brick. There's a double-sided wood-burning fireplace that is in the bar and the dining room. And we have windows that open up onto the street for outdoor seating and all. We tried to keep it very dark and intimate, very similar to a lot of the traditional bars over in Belgium.
And what type of bar is it?
When we opened, it was a big deal. We were a gastropub in Philadelphia, and now everybody's a gastropub in Philadelphia because everybody's serving craft beer now. We focus on craft beer from pretty much around the world, but we're known for doing a lot of craft beer events and being very active in the community.
And you're serving what type of food?
We are a from scratch kitchen with mostly American kind of comfort food, burgers, mussels, salads, that kind of thing. Duck fries are known for our duck fries. Everybody loves those.
In the 12 years since you've opened, how's the neighborhood changed?
When we first moved in, we were probably One of the first restaurants in the area, a lot more diners. The Pope was open already, and that is the Pub and Passyunk East, which is a little more dive bar. So we kind of went a little more upscale gastropub. And now we're blocks away from one of the hottest dining scenes in Philadelphia. A lot of James Beard chefs down there. You get all kinds of food, Nordic style to, traditional Italian to, Bing Bing, which is kind of a Asian American twist on dim sum. And then we're about 2 blocks from the Italian market, so there's a lot of fresh produce. We're about 2 blocks from Pat's and Gino's, so whenever we get people traveling from out of town, we always end up there at some point.
Let's turn to a serious topic. How has the coronavirus pandemic affected your business?
March 16th, the mayor of Philadelphia put a stay at home and closed all non essential businesses. It was supposed to last about 2 weeks. During that time, the governor put a stay at home on Philadelphia that started, I believe, on the 18th and ran through April 1st for 7th. And now they've extended that to the 30th. Obviously, have a feeling it's going to last a lot longer. It started out that there was no eat-in dining, and they've literally changed things around a lot. That from no eating dining, it has now gone down to that bars and restaurants can only serve takeout. It all has to be paid for online, pre-ordered. They can't walk in and order. There's obviously restrictions on how we can sell beer and liquor to go as well. We didn't have online ordering set up prior, and we didn't do delivery. 96% of our business was done in on-site dine-in eating. So we crunched a bunch of numbers and what it would cost, and the decision was made that it was probably, for us to survive this, probably easier and better to close, where we could cut our costs down drastically. I mean, obviously, we still have costs. We have mortgages to pay.
How long have you been closed now?
God, it's like 3 weeks. And we'll be closed for maybe, I guess, another month. Who knows?
How much staff did you have?
We were about 25 between front and the back of the house. Obviously, a lot of part-time, particularly the front of the house. We only had a few full-time members on front of the house, but we were about 25 people. Some people only worked a shift or two. I have a lot of Spanish and Mexican people that work for me in the kitchen. So it's going to be rough on everybody right now because there's no income coming in for them.
Have you been working on anything to help benefit the folks at Devil's Den?
We had one of the head bartenders who've been with me for a while. She set up a GoFundMe, and she has been making sure that all that money from the GoFundMe is getting split evenly between all the employees front and back of the house. And she's also a comedian. So what we're setting up right now is for a online Instagram live show, but we're going to ask for people who are tuning in to make some donations to the staff. Right now, she's working on getting a list of people together that are willing to put their, everybody's kind of home and bored right now. So, and just kind of asking for donations, but give back a little bit, give some people something to do when they're home.
Good luck with the comedy show. I'll include a link in the description of the video below. Now, most of your waking hours you're usually spending at Devil's Den. What are you doing now that you're cooped up at home?
A lot of the staff, I've been working with them. Every time I hear of a new grant, a new thing they can apply for, I've been sending it out to them right away. My days now, pretty much in the morning, I get up every morning and I look online for new loans or grants to apply for. And I try to fill them out as quickly as possible because they go away pretty quickly. I think the James Beard grant, they posted that up one morning and it was gone by 4 o'clock that day. They couldn't keep up with the amount of people applying for it. But some new ones pop up every once in a while. Today I just applied for one for women entrepreneurs through the woman who started Spanx. So we'll see.
You live near the Italian market. What's that been like?
I live right on 9th Street, right at the Italian market. So at least I get some excitement looking out the windows every day. So there's something going on out there. People aren't wearing masks. People aren't wearing gloves, and they're still out there every day. So I think this is going to take a little bit longer than April to clear up.
It has to be quieter than normal.
It's definitely quieter than normal, but it's still a lot of people out there. Monday we went out and did some shopping. We went up to the Italian market, and most of the places, I mean, they definitely have limited hours now, and some places are closed on certain days when they weren't before. But there was it's like Carl's Chicken and Eggs. That's like it's mostly poultry and fresh eggs. They had a line around the block and nobody was social distancing. There was not spaces in between. I was so shocked at seeing that. I mean, other places have been really good with it, and I don't think it was them. I just think it was the customers in line. It's definitely quieter than it has been. You see a lot of the smaller stores are closed, but with it being the Italian market, since they are selling produce and groceries, they're allowed to be open. But it's definitely not as crowded, but it's still fairly crowded.
Aside from work, how are you keeping yourself busy?
So my mornings doing grants and loan applications, and then I do a little bit of artwork. I've actually, and it's been, instead of doing some of my own, I did a paint by number the other day because that's just a little bit less stressful. We've been building a lot of puzzles. I've been binge watching a lot, a lot of TV. Also cleaning. I try to give myself like one work task to do every day. So I just try to plan out. I literally plan like, what are we doing today? Today's gonna be laundry day, and I cook a lot, do a lot of bacon. So I'm gonna gain some weight after this.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
I don't know. I wish everybody stay healthy and safe, and see how we get through this.
All right, I
This
guess.
isn't anything anybody could have planned for, so like everybody's handling it the best they can.
Well, thanks, Erin. I appreciate your time. Speak with you soon.
Yeah, all right. I'll talk to you soon, Kevin.
If you'd like to learn more about the Devil's Den, check out their link below. You can also help out their staff by donating to the GoFundMe page, or watching the comedy show on Instagram. I've included the links in the video's description. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.